Sometimes my mind just slips away, tied up in the tangles of the day-to-day. But I choose to take this time to stand up in love and claim I'm here. This is when and where I'm here, no other than and there. I'm here to show up and fill my cup in the flow and the glow of this moment. I'm here. We all have other things to do, a million choices between me and you. But I know where I belong, right beside you singing this song. I'm here, this is when and where I'm here, no other than and there. I'm here to show up and fill my cup in the flow and the glow of this moment. I'm here. This is a holy time and place, golden opportunity to greet the world and say I'm here. This is when and where I'm here, no other than and there. I'm here to show up and fill my cup in the flow and the glow of this moment. I'm here. This is when and where I'm here, no other than and there. I'm here to show up and fill my cup in the flow and the glow of this moment. I'm here. Welcome, Unity on the Lakeshore. How absolutely fantastic to be with you, and I'm grateful to the weather for having allowed it for us to come together, spend time together. It is good for us to be together. It appears that if we don't come together often enough, we may forget our way back here. So let us be reminded and sing with joy in our heart. I'm here, this is when and where I'm here, no other than and there. I'm here to show up and fill my cup in the flow and the glow of this moment. I'm here. It always seems there's so much space between where I am and where I'd like to be. And yet, when I stop to look around at the good life I have found, I can't help but see here and now I have all that I need. Here and now, this is where I'm meant to be. And somehow, tomorrow come what may, I will be okay as I learn to love here and now. I'm always running half a step behind the image of my life that's in my mind. And yet, when I let myself slow down, I see beauty all around, and I'm reminded once again, here and now, I have all that I need. Here and now, this is where I'm meant to be. And somehow, tomorrow come what may, I will be okay as I learn to love here and now. You are the face of God, and you and I are one. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. You are the face of love. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the face of love. You are the face of peace. Your peace brings peace to me. You are a part of me. You are the face of peace. You are a face of joy. I feel it deep within. You are a part of me. You are the face of joy. You are the face of God, and you and I are one. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. We stand in this special, holy place. Every time our hearts are open, we are standing on holy ground. So we're treading with care, gently, lovingly, allowing for the miracle to work, allowing for this precious work to be done, allowing for the divine to come forth from deep within, so we may indeed recognize that each of us are the face of God. And we stand in this love. We stand ready. Our thoughts are present to this moment. We've left everything else behind. And we feel the blessing. And we become the blessing. For that is who we are. You are the face of God, and you and I are one. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. You are a part of me. You are the face of God.
Today is a new beginning. The past is gone. Today is mine. Today is new material for me to use. I can make of it what I will. If my thought pattern is life, substance, peace, then each today will be filled with manifestations of health, prosperity, and all good. Today is a new beginning. I know more of truth today than I have ever known before. I am more conscious of the creative power of my thought than I was last year. With new understanding, I'm in a better position to create for myself happy experiences. Happy experiences are not happy stances. They are the results of mental concepts. Only true happiness can express the God within me. I am using the creative power of my thought in a constructive way to the end that happiness may result. This is the best year I have ever lived.
How could anyone ever tell you you were anything less than beautiful? How could anyone ever tell you you were less than whole? How could anyone fail to notice that your loving is a miracle? How deeply you're connected to my soul. How could anyone ever tell you you were anything less than beautiful? How could anyone ever tell you you were less than whole? How could anyone fail to notice that your loving is a miracle? How deeply you're connected to my soul. How could anyone ever tell you that you're anything less than beautiful? How could anyone ever tell you you were less than whole? How could anyone fail to notice that your loving is a miracle? How deeply you're connected to my soul. How deeply you're connected to my soul.
And now is our time for meditation. But before we start, briefly, why do we meditate? Besides the widely publicized benefits, both health-wise and emotionally and spiritually, meditation enables us to increase our awareness of our nature, the truth of our nature. And what is that truth? That we are individualized units of divine mind, the eternal, timeless. Meditation is most effective when it's practiced regularly, and that involves something that is difficult for many of us, which is self-discipline. I once had a teacher who suggested that if you pay for something, you value it more. And that if we were to put $1 in a pot every day that we meditate, we could collect it at the end of the year. And not only would we have a few extra bucks to spend, we would have the benefits of regular meditation. So I invite you now to begin to center yourself, sitting as comfortably as you may, breathing deeply and regularly. And turn your attention to your truth, to that timeless spark of divinity within, individualized as you. We move into this presence with no agenda, no wish list. Our goal is to experience the peace, the comfort, the safety, and the wholeness of our being. Gently, we move into the silence and rest there for a while. In this state of peace, we understand more fully that all is indeed well. We are both more at peace and at the same time energized. I invite you now to gently and gradually return your consciousness and your attention here. And when you are ready, open your eyes. And so it is.
I'm going to sing one of the songs that I was going to sing for our Christmas program. It's a song of birth and new life, which is good for the new year, I think. And it was written by a lady named Christina Rossetti around 1860. It's called In the Bleak Midwinter. Let me turn my guitar up first.
I liked it. That was so beautiful. Thank you so much, Chris. Oh, it's so good to be with you. I will never, ever, ever take it for granted anymore that we gather at church on a Sunday morning. I'm grateful that Mother Nature allowed us today. we bought this Subaru a few years ago, 3 years ago, and I totally love it. And my speedometer says that it's capable, I don't know, it's capable of picking up a speed of 150 miles an hour. I don't even know what that feels like. Because you've driven on our highways and you always see that there's a speed limit. Now I'm told that you can go about 8-10 miles past the speed limit and you will not get a ticket. Is that true, Martin? But that's what a cop friend told me not too long ago. And you will not get a speeding ticket, but that would still put me at 80 miles an hour, not 150 miles an hour. So basically, I have a whole lot more car than I need, right? I have a whole lot more power than I need, because I'll never be able to, well, I would be able probably to push it to the limit, but I do not want a speeding ticket. I know that for sure. Nor am I sure that I could handle that speed. I don't know. I've never tried it ever in my life. So I was thinking about that, and then I realized that we are much the same, except a little bit different. Because I don't believe that we have a speed limit, a set speed limit, any place, where it tops out. I don't believe that. I don't believe that our potential is set that it tops out at the age of so, at the possibility of so. I don't believe in that. But I've noticed that we all very firmly believe that there is an allowed speed limit in our lives. And that speed limit was set in early on by parents who were way too protective, who really meant well by telling us what is it that we can and cannot do, can and cannot say, by teachers who told us who we can and cannot be, what potential we may or may not have. And then we started believing. And then the more you believe, the less likely you are to push that gas pedal. Can I do that? I already know I can't. I was told 1,000,000 times, I can't. So I won't even try. I told you before the story of how they break in elephants. They take a baby elephant who's also very, very strong, a lot stronger than a human being, and they chain him by a 6-foot chain to a metal, an iron rod, a pole that is in the ground, and they keep him there. And then he tries to pull away, but he can't, and he can't, and he can't. And then 6 weeks later, all they do, they just tie a rope to his leg. The rope, the other end, is tied to nothing, and the elephant will not walk away because it learned that it can't. And he won't even try. And that's a shame. So, I'm very excited about this year. And it is not because I've made a decision to go to the gym so many times a week. By the way, the other day, Patty and I went to the gym, and we couldn't find a darn parking spot. It never happens, you know what I'm saying? So Patty said, oh, New Year's resolutions are fully active right now still, you know, till about mid-February. And then we'll find plenty of parking spots, you know, it'll be easy. I'm very excited about this year. And I tell you why I'm excited about this year. Because we are going to do amazing work here at Unity on the Lakeshore. We are laying a foundation on which we can build a life. Let me tell you something. What I learned here at Unity is that God is principle. It is this affirming principle. It's the one who affirms you, comes to your aid. You believe you can, and the universe says, yes, you can. And you believe you can't, and the universe says, yes, you can't. And then you believe you're poor, and the universe says, yes, you're poor. And then you believe that I can make it, and the universe says, yes, you can. I read these books, and there are these success stories in them. The examples, you know, that people bring up. This guy who did that, and this person who overcame that. And I want to be that example in books. And I want you to be the example in these books because it's in you. And I want you to become aware of that rope. It's nothing but a tiny little silly rope attached to you that's telling you that you can't. That right now is arguing inside your head as you're hearing me speak that, no, I'm never going to be that example in anybody's book. I'm just not that good. I'm just not that fascinating. My life is just not that extraordinary. This year, I want to put principle to the test. And I want all of us to put principle to the test. So are you in? Are you in? Are you excited about all that there is and all that is to come? I am very excited. And in order, of course, to build a strong house, what do you have to do first? You have to lay a foundation. And when you lay a foundation, you unearth stuff, right? You dig a hole. So if you think you're in a hole now, you're going to be digging a little deeper, okay? And in that hole, we will lay, once we've unearthed what's in there, then we're going to lay a very solid foundation on which we can build whatever the heck we want. Is that amazing? Is that encouraging? Is that something that you just want to say yes to? Yes. Can I hear a yes? Yes, that's what I like. Okay, so today is the day when we write a letter to ourselves. And we've done this before, and it's going to be a little bit different. Because we are starting with unearthing, okay? With unearthing. And when you unearth, you uncover some things that are not necessarily within your comfort zone, okay? This is where fear comes up. So, you've been given an envelope today, correct? Please self-address it. Take a pen, there's pens in the pews, and put your own name and address on the envelope. That's who it is going to. So this envelope is going to be mailed to you. Your home address, your name and your home address or wherever you receive. And you will be answering a few questions. You've been given a blank sheet of paper, and on it, I would like you to answer a few questions, okay? This is the beginning of our work. This is the unearthing. We're preparing for that fantastic foundation on which we can build whatever the heck we want. Okay, question number 1. What is the main area of struggle or concern in your life right now? It could be you're noticing that your bank account is never where you want it to be. It could be you're noticing that your relationships don't reflect the joy and harmony that you would like to experience. It could be that you just don't feel that you're making that significant a footprint in this fabric of life. It could be that you've noticed that you're not living with integrity. Somewhere there's a lack of integrity. What's at the base of that? What is it that you're afraid of? So put that down on paper. Face it. You don't want to, I know it. I don't want it either. But if you don't, it will control you. And if you let it out, and you look it in the eye, you realize it's a lie, and it's nothing but a rope, and you thought it was a chain attached to a pole that there's no way you can move. So what is that fear that is driving your decisions right now? when we visited back to Transylvania in the spring, past spring, we met up with a friend of mine. She used to be a high school mate of mine. And she married this guy, and together they started a business, and it was a wholesale business. And everything was going fine, although there was some mismanagement, and that was out of their control. And then couple that with the financial crash that the world market experienced last year, and they went under. And they went under in a very, very big way. They owed a lot of money. They could no longer borrow from anywhere. And naturally, they were turned into a collection agency. And the collection agency was hunting them, you know, they wanted the money. So the guy, the husband, was thinking, what could I do? This is a terrible thing. Here I am, I went under, I can't get out, and on my back is this collection agency, and they're just collecting money. These people are making out like bandits without producing anything. All they're producing is grief and fear in whoever they're collecting from. And they're making out like bandits, and for me that's a noose around my neck. So he was thinking, and then he thought, now wait a minute. If it's that easy to make money being a collection agency, why can't I open my own collection agency? So he looked into it, and he realized he could. So he did. And he ended up collecting his own debt. Right? And then he also ended up collecting other people's debts, other businesses' debts. But then he found out that it's very difficult to learn how much asset a certain company or a certain person has. Therefore, they can pay you whatever they want, and as long as they pay something, the collection agency has to accept. So it wasn't a good business model. What he needed to find out is, what sort of asset do these companies have that he's collecting from? So for that, he needed to hire a detective agency to find out all this information on these people. And they were charging a lot of money. So he thought, wait a minute. You know what's coming, right? Why can't I have my own detective agency, and then they have to disclose all this information to me, and then I can turn around and go and collect based on this information that I found. So he started his own detective agency. And he was just talking with two young friends, boys of his, and he said, hey, you want to work for me? You want to be detectives? Okay, whatever, we'll be detectives. They had two beat-up cars that most often didn't start, less often it did. And that was his detective agency. So guess what he did next? He put on his very best suit. First, he printed some fancy-looking business cards. And then he traveled to the capital of the country, which is Bucharest, because Transylvania is in Romania today. He traveled to Bucharest, to the biggest multinational company that there is, and he got an appointment with one of the uppers who was able to make decisions. And he came to him and he said, I am so-and-so, and I have the best detective agency in the country. I have boots, I have feet on the ground everywhere you can think of in this country, and I want your business. And the guy looked at him and he said, well, let me think about it. And a couple of hours later called him back and says, okay, you have our business. So all of a sudden, from having two people on his payroll at the detective agency, he had to hire and hire and hire, but now he had capital to work with. So today, he is the second best detective agency in the country. He did grow to that, not the best, but the second best. And he found his way out of that terrible financial hole. It's very creative, don't you think? It is absolutely creative, because what are your options? You're in a terrible hole, and then you stay there and feel sorry for yourself, and then blame the economy, and blame X, Y, and Z, right? blame yourself and stay there, or you start thinking. And you start thinking outside the box. Because let me tell you something. There is one choice that you never get in life. You never get to create. You don't get that choice. That's not your option. Okay? It is our unity principle that we co-create with the divine, correct? We know that. We create with our thoughts. So the choice of not creating is simply not ours, ever. The only choice that we get is whether we create by design or we create by default. Got it? Create by design out of awareness or create by default. Now let me tell you something. If you refuse to face the fear that I have asked you to put that on that piece of paper, you will forever create by default. You will forever fall back to the same choices that you've made day after day, year after year. That's when you believe that there's a chain attached to your leg. And there's nothing you can do about it. Except create by default. Your life looks the same. Now, you start creating by design when you start thinking, you start facing that fear, you realize what it is, that it's just a rope, and that there's a way around it. That it doesn't limit me, that I understand that my potential is such within, I can fly. There is no speed set for what I can do. I can do anything. That's within me. That's who I am. And I'm going to create from here. I am going to create my love life from here. I am creating my financial well-being from here. I am creating my spiritual well-being from here. I am creating from this place. Absolute awareness by my design. And if I fail, that's okay, that's my feedback. I get up and I keep doing it till I find a way. If I have to open my detective agency, I will. If I have to open my collective agency, collection agency, I will do that. I'm thinking outside of the box because I never get the choice to not create. I always create. So, what is your dream? What is your dream? Describe your dream life. If you could resolve the main area of struggle and live the life you want, what would that look like? And I want you to use powerful language. What is powerful language? It goes like this. I am having a bank account of 6 digits. I am living my life with my soulmate. I am in absolute harmony with my values. I am living with integrity. I am. I already am. Because in the quantum, that is a possibility already. It always has been. So claim it now. If you say that I will be living with integrity. I will be rich. I will be successful. Guess what the universe says? Yes, you will be. Someday. You will be someday. It always be someday in the future. We will be. So I am. I am anchoring my truth. I am anchoring my destiny. I am claiming that which has always been mine. I am. The most powerful words. The name of God. I am. There are 2 kinds of dreams. Synthetic and creative. Synthetic dreams are the ones where you take already existing ideas and you mix them up. And out of that, you create a brand new reality. A collection agency exists out there, but not in my life, so I'm creating it. A detective agency exists out there, it's already been thought up, but I'm claiming it, I'm doing it myself. And out of that, I create a new existence for myself. That is a synthetic creation. And the other one is, when no human being has ever flown, and I got the idea that we can do it. So out of thin air, I make it happen. That's creative dreaming. What is your dream? And you may have forgotten how to dream. You were told so many times that it's impossible that you may have forgotten how to dream. That you're too old to dream. That you're too poor to dream. That you're too sick to dream. Who do you think you are to dream? Well, my question is, who do you think you're not to dream? So dream. Dream creatively, synthetically. Dream. Because if you are not working on your own dream, I guarantee you, you'll be working on somebody else's. So dream. Your own dream. Up until now, what has kept you from living the life you love? Be honest. Don't be spiritual. You're not impressing anybody here. That's not your job. Be honest, because in honesty, you can face your fears and overcome your rope. What is the real reason? And are you willing to say no to that reason? Are you willing to deny power to that reason? This is the dirty work. This is the painful work. Where you're facing your shame. All those places where so often you felt less than, not enough, not good enough. Shame. So are you willing to reclaim your power from shame? Right now, you are creating intention. And when you have an intention, you have the chance to create by design and not by default. In 6 months, when we will mail this letter back to you, and you probably will have forgotten all the things that you have put in this letter. You will look at it, and you will be in awe to realize how much your life is matching up that which you have put in this letter. I remember the very first time when I did this exercise. We were at our Unity Church. And at the time, I was still illegal in this country. And pretty hopeless, I felt. And I thought, heck, I am going to claim from that soup of quantum possibilities, I am going to claim that which I really want. So I said, I am preaching on a regular basis. I am legal. And I am on my way to become an ordained Unity minister. And I forgot about the letter. And then it came, and it was so weird because I thought, a letter with my handwriting on it? What is this? That's how much I forgot about it. 6 months later. And I opened it, and I was legal. And I was preaching about 3 times a month. And I had started laying the foundation towards my ordination in Unity. And it just was simply setting the intention on a Sunday morning when I had no idea that that's what I was going to do. And I certainly had no idea, and I didn't believe it, that 6 months later, any of that would be true. So, I am excited for this year. And it's not because I've made the resolution that I will do this, that, and the other, but because I am determined to unearth all the reasons for which I'm feeling less than, for which I'm ashamed, all those ropes that have been limiting me. And I am becoming the best self of me, the best possible me. And I am encouraged that you are willing to travel that road with me. Thank you.
I changed my mind of what I was going to sing. I was going to play another pretty flowing song, and I thought, oh, that's too much sleepy time stuff. So you turn this on? I don't really need it, I guess. There it is. Is it beating back? So many of you have heard this song before, but it's a completely different arrangement, and it's
fantastic. That's how lucky we are that we have Chris with us who writes his own music. So thank you, Chris. And Jack playing on the drums and Suzanne on piano. And I thank you all for welcoming, and Mary reading for us. Thank you for the meditation, Martin. I have a few announcements to make. And one of them is that we have these bags that are available, these Unity bags. They are $2.50 each, and we ordered them for Christmas, and then of course we couldn't come to church. So anywho, they're available. Please buy them and use them. These are reusable bags. They make good gifts as well. The other announcement I'd like to make is that we're going to start a book club, and it's going to look like this. We are going to meet in different places. There will be a group in the Douglas-Saugatuck area. There will be a group in South Haven, and then there will be a group meeting in Holland, okay? And I have 3 books as an option, and we are going to vote on these books. And the book with the highest votes will be the book that all groups will be studying. We start in February, okay? So there are 3 books. Book number 1 is Eknath S. Waran, The Compassionate Universe. Fantastic book. I think you gave it to me, Maria, didn't you? Okay, maybe somebody else, but fantastic, fantastic. This year is about living with intention. This year is about creating out of design. So every book I chose is to support that. Remember, I told you our motto for the year is do not mistake words for action. Do not mistake words for action. So every book I chose supports that. The second book this is a very old classic. I'm reading it. It's fantastic. Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich. Fantastic. Number 3, Gary Zukav, Spiritual Partnership, The Journey to Authentic Power. Outstanding. Absolutely outstanding. I'm reading all these books right now. I will send out an e-blast with a short summary of what each book is. Downstairs, we have an area where you sign up to which area you'd like to join. The South Haven, the Holland, or the Douglas-Saugatuck area. Okay, so put your name, and then by February 1st, we will know which book we're going to study. Each group gets to decide which house they meet at, whether they always meet at the same home, or it's going to be progressive at all the people's homes. I recommend that you link it with a little potluck or some finger food of some sort, just to make it fun. This will be a good time for you guys to connect and get to know each other, create community, and build community. You decide which day of the week you meet. Each group decides that. It's just that you meet once every single week, and I will put out about 3 questions every week, which you may or may not want to focus on during your book study, but it'll be a good guideline for what you will be studying. Does that sound exciting? Yes. I think it sounds very exciting. So remember, you can sign up downstairs and do all that. And we welcome you, our lone visitor. Thank you for joining us today. We have a little package of information that we would like to share with you if you'll take it from us. Mary's going to bring it up to you. And by now you have a pretty good idea whether this is a community you'd like to return to or not. We are very, very grateful that you decided to spend this time with us. Thank you. Over here, Mary. Over here. Thank you very much. And this is all I have for announcements right now. If you will affirm with me, together, I give with love because I love to give. Thank you. I'm singing. My source, God is my power. God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need. God is my joy. God is my power. God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need. God is my source. God is my power. God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need. God is my peace. God is my power. God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need. God is my source. God is my power. God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need. God is my love. God is my power. God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need. God is my source. God is my power. God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need. God gives me everything I need. And we indeed give blessings to everything we need. For everything we need is provided for us in abundance, without a fail. And we claim it, we know it, and we give thanks for it. Together we say, thank you, thank you, thank you. Let us all stand, say the prayer for protection, and then we shall sing the peace song. Let us hold hands. The light